This is a final word on the Bonham triplet, but it's actually important. You know, I and a lot of us YouTube drum guys have been yapping about how, Bonham, like I have said, always led with his left hand, which I want to amend to sometimes. Okay, well, I should say 99.375 repeating percent of the time, because you'd always see him going. See, every one of those is the left-hand lead. Okay, in my crossover triplet, but we also know there were times that he would do right, left, but it was. Every time I ever saw it, it was in the context of switching back and forth. And the reason why I'm getting into this is A, to cover my butt if somebody finds some footage of Bonham clearly leading some triplets with his, like consistently, without going back to the left, like straight up, right, left, foot, right, left, right. I mean, correct? But now the reason why I say is there's sometimes I've heard, I think on studio, like when they were doing the Moby Dick, some of the outtakes even, or even in regular Moby Dick that they used, you will hear a triplet which sounds like, because essentially what happens is there's descending, usually his triplets descended. Versus the right hand person's ascend. Natural fitting to this, hand to hand of the same drum. Well, I still have to do a lot of work on it. Okay? So, but the point I'm getting at is Bonham would mix up the left to right and the right to left in groups, like this one. Here's, it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, but we're alternating the right and left. So, 3 and a 4 and a 1. You speed it up. Which gets us in a quick aside, which is interesting, nice little offshoot, into the live rock and roll 1973-75-ish era, where he would throw into the at the end of rock and roll, he'd throw in something like, and then go back into the, like work his way back into the, that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what I mean, right? But the point there is that I'm going mixing it up with the right hand lead. Okay, there's a quick aside, there's another instance where instead of making a triplet, 1 and a 2 and a, you can make it like a quad, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, right? Which is possibly again what he's doing in rock and roll. You know, I gotta get, hang on, I think I have the wrong chair. Bear with me, people. I'm sitting on a short stool, a short chair that I give my students. Bear with me, please don't change the channel. Don't turn on how things work or the slow-mo guys, or we can do that later. But anyway, so this is my normal stool. A little higher. Let me lift the snare up here. If I can do this any better. Ow. Alright, ready? So. I don't think that's what he's doing, because that's hard to do at a high speed, at least for me. But it also sounds too busy. It delays the whole thing, I think, too long. You know, like... That only can go like so fast. time there. You can only do it that fast. But anyway, the point being, see, left, right, left, okay? So to practice that mojo, instead of triangulating sort of the triplet here on those quads, we're going to call it like rectangulating the triplet, okay? So what's really important is just do it with your hands. So that piano thing. So watch. That's really what your hands are doing. Either in the or with this the 16ths with the so get used to that with your hands. It's the alternating shuffle or the straight 16th. And you can also stay for extra practice with your weak hand. Okay? Which Bonham love that stuff. It's all over the joint. Anyway, so my point being, to go back to the Moby Dick and even some live outtake stuff, I have heard where it sounds like he does a consistent triplet on the toms, where it does sound like it's ascending. But naturally to me, again, I'm a left-handed lead. Not really super fast, but that's me, of course, doing a cross stick. Some guys, well, you could have been but I'm cross sticking there really awkwardly. That's why, again, I think when he would do those mix-ups, it would be the right-hand lead. Anyway, but back to this fill. You can hear that sometimes. I swear I hear it. Not, although you hear that a lot too. I mean, 99 again, 0.735, repeating the time, you'll hear. And again, maybe it's just an illusion. Maybe when it goes faster, it makes it sound like it's ascending. Remember, those two I just did are ascending. It's still ascending here, just left hand first. I don't know. Your point. But anyway, your choice. But again, Bonham, of course, was Bonham. You know, I wasn't standing next to him when he did all that stuff. Neither were you, or there was some other guys were, but I don't think they were as geeky. I think a lot of the people, again, usually around folks that you really, that you really want to learn from, as part of a well-balanced drumming diet, of course. You know, a lot of the guys that work for people like, I don't know, his drums, I think were, Ludwig, I think, right? Or, I mean, my point being that you kind of wish you could just get your hands on the outtakes from the Royal Albert Hall and like all the Nebworth stuff and and just get the camera feeds that were just on Bonham. It would be really helpful because he did some cool shit, and it would kind of help trying to figure out how he kind of did it, Anyway, so that's it, okay? Again, I think, and also too, I want to cover my corners. What if Jimmy Page or somebody that puts a clip somewhere and you see Bonham clearly in Moby Dick going, I mean, I want to, make sure I have a legal out, okay, so I can parachute myself to safety. Again, okay? Don't forget about the Terry Keating Greatest Hits. You can download the individual songs on iTunes, or you can buy this actual CD from me via CD Baby. Through eBay. Right on eBay. It's the best deal on eBay. Terry Keating Greatest Hits, all my stuff. That was on the radio. Yes, it was. All right, so right-hand lead. I'll just see how long I can do it for. you only kind of have to go so fast. Then it can sound. It almost sounds like like a thrash tune. But anyway, so it's like flams, almost like you want to make sure it stays in the not right. Left hand lead by my right hand. My point is I spend time practicing this. You should too. In any limb, it really is helpful. You know what happens though? What's weird about it is that there's a mental thing with me. It's a sonic thing. Like my left, it's. Don't get me wrong. It is the standardized. My left wants to jump in front of my right, but it's also a weird. That trepidation I have really affects the sound, right? I mean, even though it's kind of consistent, it's just my left is in a very awkward place slightly in the scheme of things, I think. So it gets rushed in there. Smudged, I say. Anyway, thanks for watching the videos. Have a happy Easter. Good night.